Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. A pretty small piece of news here, but I think one that's actually quite interesting. I think this might actually be a pretty interesting find, but I definitely want to know what your guys' thoughts on this are, because it could just be sort of marketing stuff, latching onto some of the rumors and making something up, but it could also be super official and maybe one of our first pieces of information about the first Avatar Studios animated series. So I was looking around Edelweiss like I always do. One interesting thing is that they have put up the listing for the Shadow of Kyoshi paperback, of course. So we've known about this for a while, but the listings have gone up and down over the months. But it's back up here, so this does seem to be coming out October 15th. But then one thing I noticed, this morning I checked, and The Reckoning of Roku, the only listing that they had for it was the audiobook, which has been up for the last bunch of weeks. Audiobook, again, the release date does seem to be back to 23rd of July, for anyone wondering, but there'd been no listing for the hardcover in quite a while. But then I refreshed just a few minutes ago, and boom, hardcover update, and I was like, no cover yet. Maybe coming in the next couple of weeks, because March is usually when it gets revealed, so that cover is going to change any day now, and I think that fits in line with what I'm about to talk about here, and that is that there's some extra information added into the marketing section of this book. So again, it does seem to be back to July 23rd, but if we scroll down, summary, contributor bio, but there's something new that's different from where it was before, that being key selling points. So the first one is just, obviously, as you can see here, sales figures for the books. But interestingly, it's of course updated to include stuff including Legacy of Yang Chen, so last year's book. So it's relatively recent that they have sales figure for the book from last year. 870,000 copies, but it's this point here, the second point, hot series. So the first little section here just mentions a brand new live-action Avatar series is set to stream on Netflix in 2024. We know that that's where we are right now. But the second sentence here, and a new animated series from Avatar Studios featuring a brand new Avatar is currently in production and is set to release in 2025, which will set the perfect landscape for the continuation of our series. So that's really interesting. What does that mean? New animated series from Avatar Studios. We know that they're doing this stuff, but they've not officially ever said anything about that they're directly working right now on an animated series. They have plans to do them, but we really have no official information. Again, for anyone who's going to immediately jump to, but we know about the Earth Avatar after Korra. That's just rumored insider information, and from quite a few years ago at this point. We don't really know if that is 100% confirmed or if that's the plan now. So this might actually be the first time it's officially mentioned in terms of okay, actual information on the series that they're likely working on. So release in 2025 is obviously a bit weird in the context of, okay, October 2025 is the Team Avatar animated movie from Avatar Studios, but the rumors were also saying that this is actually going to be back-to-back projects, really close together. They're always echoing when they talk about it, even when they don't have anything to say. Once it finally starts to come out, there'll be a lot of stuff. To me, that comes across as one project. Literally a few months later, maybe even a few weeks later, you'll get something else, which lines up with the idea that they could have October movie, November, December series. Because Paramount are, of course, going to want to back up a movie in cinemas with something for their streaming platform, because that's what it's all about these days, obviously. So they need to have that side of things as well. And the reason I'm inclined to believe this is because, obviously, it says here, this will set the perfect landscape for the continuation of our series. And this is, of course, Amulet books, Abrams books, whatever way you want to call them. This is their marketing material. But they work with Avatar Studios to make these books. Now, the question is obviously here. Does the Abrams marketing team run this key selling point stuff through Avatar Studios for accuracy? Or have they potentially made up something based on Avatar News' stuff from before? That's the kind of question that they have there. Because they're obviously tying in the idea that if there is a new animated series featuring a new Avatar, that works very nicely for them and the continuation of their series, which focuses on the not as focused upon avatars, the past avatars. So that's an interesting one, because that almost suggests that the brand new Avatar is a brand new past Avatar more so than maybe a new one, unless they're really going to market it in a way where like the series will do new avatars going forward, the novels will do new avatars going backwards. So we'll see what exactly happens there. But it's interesting. It's obviously hard to super heavily read into this stuff when we know so little detail about it, and it's such an obscure source. Like the Edelweiss extra key selling points that typically are not listed on other websites. Like other listings for this book typically won't have it here, but because Edelweiss is like a kind of trade kind of listing for the books, it kind of has this marketing selling point information. I feel I should mention the stuff that's attached to this book as well. So this book just came out like a week or two ago, Heart of a Hero. It's just a picture book that not a lot of people will super care about. But the details here, they have like a marketing plan, of course. They have key selling points as well as you go through this. And again, this is where they have some stuff and it's like, is this just based off the rumored information? Or is this confirming rumored information that this is now actively part of the stuff? So it mentions here, Netflix show, of course, here. Additionally, Avatar Studios has a massive slate of new all ages content set during the classic series timeline, same as our book, that includes one movie and one series each year from 2025 to 2027. The first will be an animated movie October 10th, 2025. So that's obviously accurate. This is literally an Avatar news article that like this is what he listed. But and it seems crazy, but again, Avatar Studios is highlighting, it's one of the few things they're really clear on, multiple projects. When it finally comes out, there'll be a lot of stuff. You can't say a lot of stuff unless you have some sort of a plan like this, because at the very least we know there are like 3 movies that they're doing. There's going to be a series. There's going to be like a spin-off series. This is not unreasonable because they've been just working away on this stuff for years without saying anything, basically. But that's not even the main focus here. It's also like this. This is new. We don't know about this stuff. They talk about Q1, you know, when Netflix releases the live action series, retailers will leverage core and classic products which will fit right into the plotline of the Netflix series, which lines up with what's happening right now. There's no merch that is specifically Netflix Avatar merch. It's just the places that have Avatar merch, that stuff's going to sell well because that's what's on the shelves for Avatar at the moment. This is the interesting point, and I've covered this in a video before, but it's worth bringing up again here. They seem to have presenting there's going to be a marketing campaign in Q2 and Q3 of 2024. So that's basically coming up, like Q2 is like, what, April, I guess. In Your Element campaign, which will leverage in-world activations and social assets to help engage core Avatar fans. So that's something that we're building up towards. Is that going to be like part of like when they properly announce Avatar Studios? Because now all of a sudden Avatar Studios is being mentioned in the marketing material for books that are already out in the case of this one, and then about to come out in the next couple of months with this book here. Again, coming back to the idea of a brand new Avatar. Now, this makes sense. Like, they're obviously going to introduce new avatars. Like, it's actually crazy how few avatars we actually do know about. But that means it's not any of the ones we know about, and I assume it also means not any of the ones we know about only by name. That would have to be a new avatar somewhere between Wan and like Zito Salai, you know, Avatar Gun type thing, somewhere in between that. Or it has to be the avatar after Korra, which is the next Earth avatar, which is apparently one of the projects that might actually be the thing. And Avatar News seem to have rumors about that one, suggesting that that is a major plan. So like I said, might it just be the idea of, hey, we go forward with animated projects, the novels go back. that seems to be what we're doing. But in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. Is this just a random marketing line that doesn't really mean anything, or is it the first proper piece of news about the Avatar Studios' first animated series? Really want to know what you think of this, but let me know in the comments. But that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.